Good morning, everyone. I'm doing this again in my room. This is the quietest place right now because now it's full of people again. Oh, I'd love to be for them to be in the videos, but everyone knows not everybody is a camera friend like I am. All right, all right. I woke up with a very interesting give and take. Oh, no doubt to me with Spirit World this morning. And it was absolutely just beautiful guidance. And it went like this. I'm trying to give it, right? Yes. Always trying to put these things into words is a phenomenal task. You guys can laugh up there, out there, around me. Yeah, yeah. You're not in my shoes, and I'm not in theirs. Okay. Prepare the beginning of every day with a prayer. Prepare the beginning of every day with a prayer. And your day is already a success. I thought about that and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so, to me, again, so profound, so true. We often, what do? Again, flip it, right? Flip things. We assess our day in the evening before we go to bed. This and that. Close with a prayer. I do that. Always grateful, always thankful, regardless, right? Yes, always asking for patience, always asking for guidance. Yes, for the next day as well. But just think, if one does that, prepare the beginning of every day. For some people, they work at night. Prepare every night, the beginning of every night, with a prayer. And your work night will already be a success. Why not just do right at the beginning of the day? Do that. Prepare for that. Prepare with a prayer. And then there is nothing to what? Complain about. Worry about. Worry. Everything will be as it should be if we follow God's guidance. If we follow Heavenly Parents' guidance. Yes? I think that most likely, and again, why do I receive that? Why am I so honored by Spirit World to receive things like this where I have to say, oh, it takes a little to, okay, comprehend it, understand it, what you guys actually mean. But when one really thinks about it, it isn't so hard to do that. If one lays aside all the doubts, if one lays aside all the excuses, if one lays aside, right, all the complaints, unhappiness, then one knows, oh, okay, my prayers, of course, in a way, besides that I actually do that, this my every day for me begins. Before I, obviously, before I even open my eyes, is already, thank you for another day. Oh, this is going to be, yes, let's see what that one holds. And this is most likely the most profound guidance that I've been given so far, to also not just for me, but to teach out there. Yes? Um, of course, now, I'm trying to remember back when I would wake up and I would feel sick. And I had to go to work. I've had to drive my youngest one to the bus stop, this and that, and all these other things. In the barn, and the milking of the goats, and the I don't know what. All right, doing this all by myself here most of the often. I always had help. Don't get me wrong. But the burden of it all was just on my shoulders, right? To have it, keep it going, this, that, and have everything organized and all my ducks in a row. So things would keep going smoothly for everyone, right? Yes, everyone would be taken care of. And I would wake up sick, and I'd go, oh my gosh, this is going to be twice as hard. I would immediately, I'd say, okay, I can't be, how sick am I really? What do I need to do, even though I am sick, to be healthy enough to do what I need to do? Okay? Nothing extra, okay? Just what I really, really need to do. And it would always work out. Amazingly, I would suddenly feel better. Yes. Then, of course, now, it's like, I just... when I do get sick, it's like, oh, I'll see who else is around to do everything. And I just get to stay in bed, stay warm, drink my tea, feel a little miserable. But then I have this thing where I always offer up, either if it's pain, being sick, even my tears, to spirit world. So spirit world can work with it and take it somewhere where it is more needed to do what? Blood, sweat, and tears, right? Is a thing that I've learned about with true parents on how you offer that up and how that is just a part of life. I say, what is with love comes sorrow, right? Yes, when you truly love, when you truly care for things around you, sorrow kind of is attached to that, right? Yes, of course. That kind of makes sense to me. Anyway, there was more. But this is the part that I feel like that needs to be shared. The rest of it, I'm not sure yet. It was something really interesting I came across, and then my sister in faith, Nancy, shared the 999th day one more time with me of the prayer vigil that is still going on, by the way, even after the 1000th day, right? And it's even bigger, and it's just like it's like something that now people it's almost a necessity, right? Yes. Oh well, okay. And it's doing amazing things out there. I know, I see it. Not everywhere. It'll happen. And there was a little clip of a testimony of someone, someone that is guiding the people as well in their faith, and there was someone that in a workshop. Again, elevating their spirit, and I'm talking about God and true parents and the divine principle of all, and on how restoring in our families is important and how we can do this now, change of lineage, blessing. And this lady started going bananas. I mean, literally bananas. And there was suddenly this other voice coming out of her who said, I don't want any part of this. I don't know. Leave me alone. And started screaming this and that. And they just took her, embraced her, and started laying their hands on her and just calmed her down, this and that. And the guy who gave this testimony said it was very clear to all of us that she was suddenly possessed by some spirit that didn't like where her own spirit, was going. Interesting. And it reminded me of people I'm kind of working with, and their unwillingness to unwillingness to to see the goodness in true parents. Okay, in a way. It's a long story. And I realized that I have to, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm trying to give there, I need to flip it. Knowing that, oh, I'm not just dealing with the people. Okay, I already know that surrounding me. But as I said again, things like that come up where suddenly the guidance is there. Well, I don't want to respond like this to this person just because they're acting up. There's got to be something else that is stronger to help them, or better to help them, than this constant kind of, I don't want to say negative give and take, but kind of head banging a little bit, right? Yeah. Them coming with something and I'm going, well, that's not true. No, that's not true. Why are you saying that? And they're coming back, well, you don't know, and and you're just following blah, blah, blah. And I'm going back and going, how so? Tell me. Because it seems like you're the one who's angry. You're the one who's gossiping, slandering, judging, persecuting people, not me. Well, anyway, so, but again, there too, it's like, it's almost as if, oh, I needed to see that again. Oh, to remind me of myself and how I am. No, on how to, it's guidance. It's guidance from spirit world through another person that I'm very close to, right? We're very much in the same boat when it comes to faith. This is not, we believe in the people. We believe what we believe in. We're not just talking. We have, our actions also speak for us out there. And here she is. She's giving me the guidance. I'm being given the guidance from spirit world through her. I'm also being it given directly from this morning, early morning. I hadn't woken up yet, where they were probably hoping she won't forget it. I'm very bad at remembering dreams and stuff. And it worked together so beautifully to, again, do what? For me to be more capable of teaching, for me to be able to be a tool to Heavenly Parent to bring the lost sheep home, eventually. Yes. It's not a if, it's a when. Anyway, had to share that. Let's get going now. Yeah. Also, I'm going to be very busy the next so many days. And that too, okay, I know you're going to be busy, so which means you're probably going to neglect us a little bit, right? Coming from Spirit World. So they're trying their best to say, make time, please make time, right? Yes, I'm going to make time. Good. Yep. It's good to have friends pushing you a little bit in the back so that one doesn't slack off. What is that? Well, good thing I have two more. Yep. Oh, there it is. Never find. When you're prepared, right? 10, okay, man, that goes right along with it. Then whatever else happens, it won't matter so much. Things get lost if you got another thing of that around, right? That's usually little things. They don't get lost so often. Interesting. We are in the second book of Chronicles 29. Hezekiah was 25 years old when he became the king of Judah. Wait a minute, it wasn't... I think Uzziah was 25 too. Oh, he was 20. Oh, that's odd. I thought he was 25 too, but no. When he became the king of Judah, 25. When he became the king of Judah, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Abijah, the daughter of Zechariah. Oh, wait a minute. You know, they never mentioned Aha's mother. Interesting. Didn't we already have? One more. Gosh, that sounds really familiar. Okay. Well, anyway. Daughter of Zechariah, who was killed by... Okay. His reign was a good one in the Lord's opinion, just as his ancestor David's had been. How do they know that? In the very first month of the first year of his reign, he reopened the doors of the temple and repaired them. Well, that's good. He summoned the priests and Levites to meet him at the open space east of the temple and addressed them as thus. I wonder why they always thought that the first thing to do is take care of the temple, this, that, as if that is what's going to please God? Really? Our Heavenly Parent? Really? I'm not sure. Kind of a weird one. To me. All right. Why would that be weird? Most people would think like that. Because these are not just regular people. They're kings. They've got all them prophets and Levites around them, communicating with God, knowing what God wants, this and that, needs, right? Yes? And there are no farther in their spiritual growth than that. Just asking. Listen to me, you Levites. Listen to me, you Levites. Sanctify yourselves and sanctify the temple of the Lord God of your ancestors, not his ancestors. Clean all the debris from the holy place, for our fathers have committed a deep sin before the Lord our God. They abandoned the Lord and his temple and turned their backs on it. Really? I know what he's doing here, but okay. The doors have been shut tight. The perpetual flame has been put out, and the incense and burnt offerings have not been offered. Therefore the wrath of the Lord has been upon Judah and Jerusalem. Oh. He has caused us to be objects of horror, amazement, and contempt, as you see us today. Our fathers have been killed in war, and our sons and daughters and wives are in captivity because of this. I thought they let them all go. Didn't they let them go? Thought they sent them all back. But now I want to make a covenant with the Lord God of Israel, so that another covenant. They already have one. Why doesn't he just stick to the one that they have? So that his fierce anger will turn away from us. My children, don't neglect your duties any longer, for the Lord has chosen you to minister to him and to burn incense. Oh, that's really important. Then the Levites went into action. From the Kohath clan, Mahat, son of Amasai, and Joel, son of Azariah. From the Merari clan, Kish, son of Abdi, and Azariah, son of Yehalalel. Sounds a little like hallelujah. Okay, it doesn't. From the Gershon clan, Joah, son of Simma, and Eden, son of Joah. From the Elisaphan clan, Shimri and Uel. From the Asaph clan, Zechariah and Mattaniah. From the Hamanite clan, Yeuel and Shimei. From the Yetuthun clan, Shemaiah and Uziel. Some of these names, as I said, that sounds really familiar. That sounds really familiar. All these names, everybody got the same names? Maybe they did. I don't know. But when we read through all of who was son, this and that, there was rarely a same name, right? Yes? Well, anyway, this is some generations later. Oh, maybe it isn't, because we already read all this in where? In the Book of Kings. Now it's becoming just confusing. But when. Just saying. Write it down once and write it down according to and truthfully. They in turn summoned their fellow Levites and sanctified themselves and began to clean up and sanctify the temple as the king who was speaking for the Lord, they put that in here to make sure that we know that in parentheses, had commanded them. The priest cleaned up the... How did he? Where's the prophet telling that to this guy? Number one, to the king. And wasn't that kind of an offense? Oh, the king is not supposed to have direct conversation. Oh, just in the temple, but otherwise it's okay with dreams, this and that. Right? Isn't that all supposed to be given through prophets, the Levites, this and that, to the king? Very two-faced, in my opinion, when it comes to all that. But okay, all right. Reputation of God. We're talking about the reputation of God. Right? Did God, our heavenly parent, did he really talk to this new king now? Did he? And the first thing that he wants is, oh, fix up my temple. Really? Seriously? Okay. Well, some people may think so. The priest cleaned up the inner room of the temple and brought out into the court all the filth and decay they found there. All right, so these Levites were around before as well. Okay, I'm just saying, how much filth and decay was found there? What were they doing in there? The Levites then carted it out and to the brook Kidron. This all began on the first day of April, and by the 8th day they had reached the outer court, which took 8 days to clean up, so the entire job was completed in 16 days. Started on the 1st of April, Fool's Day. Okay. All right, I know. Then they went back to the palace and reported to King Hezekiah. What, did I miss something? Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, Hezekiah. It was Hezekiah. Hezekiah is the king now. Getting confused with that one too. We have completed the cleansing of the temple and of the altar of burnt offerings and of its accessories, also the table of the bread, of the presence and its equipment. What's more, we have recovered and sanctified all the utensils thrown away by King Ahaz when he closed the temple. I thought he used all that. Huh? And then it was kind of looted. Huh? Did they found it? Sounds a bit different. They are beside the altar of the Lord. Early the next morning, King Hezekiah went to the temple with the city officials, taking 7 young bulls, 7 rams, 7 lambs, and 7 male goats for a sin offering for the nation and for the temple. That seems like an appropriate amount and kind of goes along with what God wanted to begin with when he had this covenant with Moses. All right, I'm still not quite getting all that killing of all that stuff, unless it's, to be given out as a... we have now, I grew up with the bread of Agatha, for example, which was blessed, and it's a bread that you take home, right? I don't know if people eat it or just have it. And then there was something else, another bread or whatever that you would eat, but you would take it home. It was blessed by the church, right? And then everybody would get to take some home, right, as a blessing. Okay, all right. I kind of see that. I could see that. So if they're doing it with meat, and everybody kind of gets, whoever is there, whoever believes in it, and takes some home for the family, kind of as a blessing, because it was offered to God as a blessing. Okay, kind of get that. But was it like this? Okay, I don't know. They're doing things really weird. He instructed the priests, the sons of Aaron, to sacrifice them on the altar of the Lord. So they killed the young bulls, and the priests took the blood and sprinkled it on the altar. And they killed the rams and sprinkled their blood upon the altar, and did the same with the lambs. The male goats for the sin offering were then brought before the king. I bet that's why they use goats to goats, goat heads and horns and hooves and all that, to depict Satan, because in the Old Testament, baby goats, kids, they're called kids, were used for the sin offering, right? Yes? Wow. Okay. I don't know, okay. Was it as apparent in the other parts of the Bible? I just got that here in a way. Oh, the baby goats, the kids, were offered as a sin offering. And that is why people out there who portray themselves as Satanists and stuff like that, like a goat head on their whatever figure, idol, blah, blah. Huh? Oh, what? No. But I got it. That's pretty weird. It's all coming out of the Bible here. But of course it wasn't meant like this here. I know the heart to mind where that, on why that is, why that was given as that, right? Well, sure good. They didn't have elephants, right? Yeah? To do that with baby elephants or something in a different part of the world, Satan might be looking different now. Huh? If that were... just saying. Or what people make him up to be. Using goats. Could have been a crocodile as a sin offering. Elephant. Baby elephants. Baby lions. Huh? Yeah. What else? Be funny. Okay, all right. Bats. Baby bats. Huh? Yeah. Satan have a bat head. Oh, he's got wings. Oh, yeah, yeah. Darkness likes bats because they think they drink blood. No, they actually eat mosquitoes who do like to drink blood. Hey, you did. April 1st, Fool's Day, right? Yes? Why are people so foolish out there when it comes to stuff like that? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. He instructed the priests, the sons of Aaron. Oh, that wasn't that far into it? The sons of Aaron. Or maybe they all were called the sons of Aaron. To sacrifice them on the altar of the Lord. So they killed the young bulls, and the priests took the blood and sprinkled it. Oh, we read all that. Gross stuff. I don't know why you would do that. The male goats for the sin offering were then... the male goats for the sin offering were then brought before the king and his officials, who laid their hands upon them. Then the priests killed the animals and made a sin offering with their blood upon the altar to make atonement for all Israel, as the king had commanded. For the king had specified that the burnt offering and sin offering must be sacrificed for the entire nation. Well, that was really nice. Seems like if there's anything about Hezekiah, he's a little bit less self-centered. That's good. He organized... Well, we'll find out. I know. He organized Levites at the temple into an orchestral group using cymbals, psalteries, and harps. This was in accordance with the directions of David and the prophets of Gad and Nathan, who had received their instructions from the Lord. I thought that he was speaking for the Lord, which means he should have some kind of a relationship with him. So why are they bringing in... Okay, all right. You know what? I'm not going to go there. The priest formed a trumpet corps. Then Hezekiah ordered the burnt offering to be placed upon the altar, and as the sacrifice began, the instruments of music began to play the songs of the Lord, accompanied by the trumpets. Throughout the entire ceremony, everyone worshipped the Lord as the singers sang and the trumpets blew. Afterwards, the king and his aides bowed low before the Lord in worship. Then King Hezekiah ordered the Levites to sing before the Lord some of the Psalms of David and of the prophet Asaph, which they gladly did and bowed their heads in worship. The consecration ceremony is now ended. Hezekiah said, "Now bring your sacrifices and thank offerings." Okay, so the people, see how that works? I'm just saying. So the people from every part of the nation brought their sacrifices and thank offerings. And those who wished to brought burnt offerings too. In all there were 70 young bulls for burnt offerings, 100 rams and 200 lambs. In addition, 600 oxen and 3,000 sheep were brought as holy gifts. But there were too few priests to prepare the burnt offerings, so their brothers, the Levites, helped them until the work was finished, and until more priests had reported to work, for the Levites were much more ready to sanctify themselves than the priests were. What? Well, isn't that regardless the Levites' job? Oh, interesting. So the pyramid among the priests and the Levites began here too. That's interesting. They're making it sound like they killed everything on that day. I don't believe that. So it was that the temple was restored to service and the sacrifices offered again. And Hezekiah and all the people were very happy because of what God had accomplished so quickly. What did God accomplish? Who are they calling God here? Hezekiah? Well, I don't know how they mean it. But what did God accomplish? What was accomplished? Anything? Really? Actually? That's questionable, isn't it? And what did God have to accomplish? Anything? Actually? What hasn't God already done for all them people? What did he still need to do? All right. Anyway, interesting one, right? It seems like, from what we've read, the Chronicles seem to be a little bit more consistent about it, or it's a little bit more in succession on how one king takes good care of the temple, builds it up again, the next one tears it down, lets it go to whatever ruin, then the next one builds it up again, the next one okay, now we're good again. And God accomplished something? That's God's accomplishment so quickly. No, what they think of, because of what they did, they're all good again now. They're all fine with God again. We've done what we need to do, so we're good again. Okay? Yes? I wonder what's going to happen when things start going not so good again. Yes? And people will quickly turn away. Oh, yeah. Because their own desires, their own will, their wants are not fulfilled. What they actually need, God's will and desire, God's ideal for mankind. And what the people truly need is always there. They're just not happy with that, right? That's why. Prepare the beginning of every day with a prayer. The Lord's Prayer will do just fine. Okay? Your own talking to just God, that's a prayer too, will do just fine. to our Heavenly Parent. I gotta get used to that one. Every morning, prepare the beginning of every day with a prayer. Then your day will be a success regardless. It's already early morning time. I'm done with what I need to do to restore the reputation of God and true parents, right? And especially true father at this time, this moment. Everybody else. Yes, yes, I know. Don't leave us out, they go. And I could die a very happy person right now. I feel I don't have any regrets. My day's already started out the best of the best of the best. Yeah? If I've already been given the best, why would I expect greater for the rest of the day? That would make sense, right? Yes? All right. So prepare yourself for a little sorrow too. Right? Yes. In the right way. All right. That's it. I got things to do. I say that every time. And I do. I do. I do. I have learned from the guys in this house that everything that you undertake takes a lot of preparation, especially here. And then they always come up with really great stuff, too. One has to give the guys the time. Yes, yes, yes. Let them work at their own pace, too. They're right on target, though, this time. I'm just amazed. Oh, and I said, everybody's working on it. My other son-in-law, he's going to go and help with the little house, too, with my little workshop. Yes, he's great at drywall, finishing up drywall and painting and stuff. Yes, that's not his job, but he just knows how to do it really well because he just did his whole basement. So everybody is helping. Everybody wants me up there. Grosy. Mom, mother-in-law. Yes? Whew. Lets me know how much they actually really, really, truly love me. Oh, I didn't know that. Of course I know that. I knew that beforehand. Actions. It's nice to see it in action, though, too. That all that love, don't you think? Yes. Exactly. Right? All right. Heavenly Parent. May Heavenly Parent bless you and protect you. Yes. And I will talk to you all another time.